In a world more connected than any generation before it, friendship is easy to take for granted. It binds us to a story larger than ourselves, shapes identity, and gives meaning texture. But for some, the absence of friendship isn't an occasional inconvenience, it's a daily reality. Step into the quieter corners of human experience and you'll find people living without the social net most of us lean on, sometimes by circumstance, sometimes by choice. What happens to a mind, a heart, a sense of self when the usual scaffolding of friendship isn't there? How do you move through days without the casual check-ins, the shared jokes, the ease of belonging? For many, the very idea of aloneness feels suffocating. Yet there are those who occupy that space, neither classic introverts nor true hermits, simply people who don't have the connections we treat as essential. Psychologically, the effects run deep. Social connection isn't optional, it's foundational. When it's missing, the mind often bends under loneliness, anxiety, and, at times, depression. What gets overlooked is how far the roots of this can reach. People without friends frequently report feeling invisible, like they barely register in the room. That invisibility turns into self-questioning and then into a cycle of doubt. Maybe I'm the reason nothing sticks. I've always felt out of sync with others. I reach out, I show up, and there's still this wall I can't name. Watching everyone else cluster in laughter while you hover outside it can make even small efforts feel staged. Not wanting friends isn't the issue, not finding connection that catches is. Over time, the problem isn't behavior, it's meaning. You don't just lack friends, you begin to lack a sense of belonging. Psychologists call this social exclusion. It's a quiet ache that doesn't shout but erodes worth all the same, narrowing not only your ability to relate to others but your belief that you're worth relating to. The brain treats social pain like it treats physical pain. Scans show overlapping networks light up in both states. It's as if the body reads isolation as danger, even when no physical threat exists. That alarm doesn't respect age. In childhood and adolescence, friendship is a mirror that reflects who you are back to you. Without those mirrors, kids struggle to locate themselves, and they often miss the unglamorous practice rounds where you learn to read cues, repair ruptures, and build the skills adult relationships require. Later, the costs grow heavier. Older adults without close ties face higher risks of depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and even physical deterioration. Friendship isn't just emotional comfort, it has survival value. Bodies and minds are more resilient when held in honest connection. And yet, even in silence, there is room for hope. Naming what loneliness does is the first wedge in the door. People who feel unseen are not alone in that experience, even if that's exactly how it feels. When we begin to treat loneliness as a legitimate public health concern, not a personal defect to hide, we create space for prevention and repair. Sometimes the bridge back to belonging is smaller than we think, a text sent before you overthink it, an invitation extended without performance, a conversation that trades small talk for something a shade truer. Reaching out, gently, without demand, can be a key in someone else's lock. Broken silence is more than a comfort, it's medicine. There's also a truth we rarely give voice to: solitude can wound, and solitude can transform. Time spent alone often cultivates abilities others never quite develop. Without a constant chorus of opinions, you can become deeply self-reliant, more emotionally resilient, more rigorous in self-honesty. Solitude forces a confrontation with your own interior, it's a mirror that doesn't blink. In that mirror, people discover quiet talents, slow-burning passions, ambitions that require long stretches of uninterrupted attention. They become thinkers and observers, builders of inner worlds. History is full of creators who needed distance not because they despised people, but because they needed room to understand life and shape something meaningful from it. When you stop performing for external approval, attention stops luring you into shallow water. Independence grows. Your anchor moves inside. That doesn't mean someone with no friends is broken. Sometimes it means their boundaries are strong, their standards are high, and their allegiance to authenticity outruns their hunger for popularity. In a culture that worships visibility and validation, that's a quiet kind of courage. Solitude can be a teacher if you let it. It teaches patience in a world sprinting toward nothing. It teaches clarity in a landscape full of noise. It teaches self-control when impulse masquerades as choice. Most of all, it refines worth, moving it from crowd size to character depth. People with no friends are not automatically weak or lost. Many are walking a road few choose, building from the inside out. When they return to connection, they often do it with strength tempered by insight. They bring honesty without performance, boundaries without walls, compassion without self-erasure. They know how to be alone, that makes their togetherness a choice, not a dependence. Sometimes the ones who walk alone travel furthest because their gate belongs to them. Still, for some, a friendless life can feel like an echo chamber, an emptiness that questions worth day after day. What if that emptiness isn't a verdict but a threshold, a difficult path that can shape you in ways most will never comprehend? To those walking it, we see you. And we're curious. How has solitude changed you? Do you believe living without close connections for long stretches builds a harder kind of strength, or does it carve a tender mark? Does solitude lead to growth, or does it invite a quiet, persistent pain, or both at different times? Your story matters. Share what you've learned, and what you still don't know, because somewhere on the other side of the screen, someone is trying to decide whether to reach out, or how. If this spoke to a part of you, subscribe and stay. Let's turn loneliness into understanding and understanding into gentle action, together.